Lunge trying to bust through the hole. He gets it. That mower down. Trying to bust through. Touchdown Norton. 13-0. Welcome to the Foxborough Sports Center. I'm Javic Blake, and a special edition of Monday Afternoon Hockey here on LSN is your Norton Lancers at 4-9-2, clinging just barely to their playoff hopes. They need to win 5 straight to make it there. They'll face the Stoughton Black Knights, who are 17-1. They've lost 5 in a row. They've had lots of struggles this season, but the Lancers hoping to kickstart that 5-game winning streak they need to get to the playoffs. Last game they lost to Ashland 4-2. They got down 4-0 midway through that third period, but 2 goals in less than a minute brought it back to 4-2 in a game, which was tied halfway through one. And the biggest storyline coming into this game tonight, Mitchell Director, the starting goalie from Sharon, will get his first ever start as Triton Dose Race, now out for the season with a slew of injuries to his right leg. I'm joined here by Greg Bernal, and Greg, with Triton Dose Race out, it's going to create an opportunity for Mitchell Director to really step up and take control of this team.
Well, it is an absolutely huge blow for the Lancers to lose Triton Dose Race. Their emotional leader, their goaltender, their backstop, who's had their bacon on many games this year. But, you know, it's next man up mentality, right? And so Mitchell Director needs to step in and show what he can do.
And if you're Mitchell Director, this also gives you hope for the future as well. He's going to be the starting goalie next year. And winning 5 games, let's face it, for the Lancers, that's a very tough task that many don't think they can do. And then it'll also give him hope to the future, get him ready and prepared for next year.
I would agree. This is a great trial for next year, and it's good to get his feet wet in varsity game action. He's never had any, because Sharon doesn't have a program. So great opportunity to get his feet wet. You know, Lancers' playoff hopes are slim at best. So this is really just a tryout for next year.
And meanwhile, on the other side of things, the Stoughton Black Knights, they've had one tough season, 17-1. They've allowed 138 goals, and their goalie has allowed the most goals in Massachusetts by 38. It's going to be a tough test for them tonight.
It sure is, and you feel for those kids, right? I mean, they show up every week and play hard, just like Norton Lancers do, and yet they have nothing to show for it. So, you know, you hope that they can put out a good fight. Hopefully, they haven't given up on the season, and they test the Lancers this evening.
And they do have quite a few good players. Brendan Campbell is one of their leading scorers. He has 30 points in the year, leading the Hockomock Davenport division, and he'll definitely be one of the guys the offense really goes through tonight for Stoughton.
And that's no small feat. That's a tough division to play in. For him to be the leading scorer in the division says a lot about him and about them as a team. So we'll see how they do.
And they do look to have a very good first line. That weakness just is the amount of shots they've given up and the defense in the back end.
Yeah, and so it could be a defensive struggle all around, right, for both teams. I mean, we've got a new goalie in net for the Lancers, and, of course, the defense for Stoughton has been suspect all season. So we could see a high-scoring affair.
Now, Greg, what are your 3 keys to the game from tonight?
Well, I think, first of all, you got to be the superior team. You've got a better record than this team. You should beat this team on paper. There's no reason why you wouldn't. So don't sleepwalk through the first period. Come out firing and put the team away early if you can. Second, stay alive. You're going to win all the rest of the games to stay in contention for playoff berth. Don't slip up tonight. And third, take direction, right? Mitchell Director's your new goalie. Take direction, support him, and help him get his first high school win.
All right, Mitchell Director, once again, the starting goalie for the Lancers tonight. His first ever career start and the first start ever for a player from Sharon on this Norton program. So this is Greg Bernal. I am Javic Blake as the Lancers and the Stoughton Black Knights coming up next right here on LSN. Hello, folks. Welcome back here to the FSC. I'm Javic Blake alongside Greg Bernal. Greg, Lancers and Black Knights here. Should be a game the Lancers should handle easily, especially with this defense, the Black Knights.
Yeah, it looks to be that way tonight, Javic. I'm more interested in how Mitchell Director plays in goal for the Lancers. But, yeah, I'm watching the warm-ups, and the Stoughton team looks a little slow, firing shots from the point with varied degrees of accuracy.
And Stoughton, they do have a short roster, only 13 guys, 14 including the goalie. And you got to think fatigue plays a factor into this team, very much so.
It does. Conditioning is going to be an issue for both teams. Well, particularly for Stoughton with so few men to dress. The Lancers have a lot of young players, and they're hoping to get most of them involved tonight.
And on the other side of things for the Lancers, we'll see Evan Kazadi playing up for the defense for the 4th straight game. He's really done a fantastic job in that role, one where he's really excelled.
Yeah, I think it would be a mistake to move him at this point. He's adapted well to defense. He's getting comfortable. There's no reason to shake that up at this point, Javic.
And the first line played a big role last game, came up with goals, but it's really the defense that's been leading the way. Gallagher and Giuliano both with 6 from the back end this year.
Yeah, and I think that's something we've seen throughout the season is they do have carried the offense. Most of the offense runs through both of them. It'll be interesting to see if other players for the Lancers can step up tonight and add to the scoring totals.
And looking at the starting goalies for the Stoughton Black Knights, it's Thomas McCoy, the junior goaltender, sporting a .743 save percentage and a 7.05 goals against average. He's really had a tough year, but when you look at the volume of shots, he hasn't done a bad job.
No, overall, I mean, as you said, they've struggled defensively and they've let up a lot of shots to the goalie. So, more shots equals more goals. He's a junior. He's got a little time left in his high school career, too.
And as we said in the intro, Brendan Campbell, their captain, 10 goals, 20 assists, 30 points on the year. He's really leading the way. Behind him is Sean Doherty and Matt Brown. He should both be joining him on the first line with 15 and 13 points, respectively. And that's really the line that creates a whole lot of offense for Stoughton.
Yeah, and the Lancers are going to need an answer for that line. We've seen them be able to shut down some key players for other teams this season, and as the season has gone on, the Lancers have been better at it. We'll see how they do against an entire line of scorers for the Stoughton.
And the storyline really for them tonight is just be spoilers. End the Lancers season, make sure they don't go to the playoffs, and get your second win of the year.
And that's the kind of thing the Lancers have never had to face before, is a team trying to spoil their chances of playoff hopes. It'll be interesting to see how they respond. And
the Lancers, the starting goalie tonight in the red pads and net is Mitchell Director. His first ever career start, played one period this year, allowed 1 goal and saved 12 of 13 shots. He'll be in net tonight, and he's hoping to step up big.
Yeah, the Lancers are really counting on him. Their playoff hopes rest on him now with Dos Reis out.
And as we said in the intro, he's from Sharon, part of the Norton Sharon co-op this year, and he's the first player from Sharon to start in a Lancer uniform. It's got to be a big thing for him.
It's got to be thrilling for him and for the entire Sharon part of the program to get some ice time here for the Lancers and really indoctrinate themselves into the program.
So it's the Lancers and Stoughton Black Knights coming up next. The Lancers needed to win 5 in a row to make the playoffs, and the Stoughton Black Knights just trying to spoil the party. It's the Lancers and Black Knights coming up next right here on LSN. Hello, folks. Welcome back to the FSC. I'm Javid Blake alongside Greg Bernal. The Stoughton Black Knights, head coached by Dan Mark, his 5th year overall with the program. He just started coaching last year after taking some time off. A 12-83-8 record. He's assisted by Frank Antonelli and Mark Hansen. On the other side of things is Coach Eric Grasso for the Lancers. This season his 4th year, 17-34-3, assisted by Connor O'Sullivan and Alexander Urban. So refs getting ready to drop the puck tonight. Director and goal for the Lancers. McCoy in nets for the Black Knights. Gallagher going to the face-off dot for the Lancers. Brendan Campbell is down, and we're underway here at the FSC. The Lancers starting lineup. It's Brendan Hayden, Pat Lorden, Joey Giuliano, Jeremy Cross, and Clint Gallagher. And out there for the Stoughton Black Knights. That one gets sent wide. It's Josh Hugh and Mike Tracy on defense. Brendan Campbell's the center. Sean Doherty and Matt Brown are the wings. So Joe Giuliano taking this to the corner, looking to bring it up, slides it on forward, and that one will be sent down the ice, chased down by Mike Tracy, the senior defenseman. It's Josh Hugh playing it up now. It's Joe Giuliano. That shot kicked out in front. Good rebound opportunity on the first shot of the night for the Lancers. This one flipped on in by Mike Nazzaro, and Giuliano will chase after it. Plays it over to Gallagher, who slides it over to Hayden. Warden trying to bring this one up. The Lancers had lots of luck with shots from outside the zone last game as that one's in front. And saved by McCoy.
Goalie lost track of that one, Javik.
Giuliano standing back out at the point as that one's played back into the corner. Giuliano will chase after this one. Trying to find it, but it gets taken away and sent down the ice. And we'll get icing for a call with 13:38 left here in the first period. The Lancers with some good offensive opportunities so far. 2 shots on net. And they seem to be making McCoy a little uncomfortable back there.
Yeah, good forecheck by the Stoughton team as well. I mean, I know that their record is not indicative of a very good season, but they play in the Hockomock League, and that's a tough league to play. It's as tough as the TVL by far, but easily. So you can see them giving the Lancers a little bit of trouble early.
And then they have Foxborough, North Attleboro, Canton. They've really played some high-quality talent. Especially as a D2 team. They've played a lot as this one's back out to the top to Kazadi. Plays it on forward behind the net to Donahue. As that one in front. Tried to be batted in by Justin Goldstein, but it didn't work. Cam Nelson will play this one up. And this one's given away in the offensive zone. Tony Searcy hits that one just wide. And Giuliano will play some defense. So chip it off the boards and bring it up. This one tried to be sent out of the zone, and it does successfully. It's Giuliano who's looking to skate through the defense. He does. Now looking to get a shot on net. That shot in front. It's saved as Searcy backhands that one. Players flying into the net. Net goes off his moorings, and we'll have a whistle.
Javik, one thing I'm noticing right away, the goalie gets up with a lot of rebounds to Stoughton, and that's going to be a huge problem for them tonight. If the Lancers can crash the net, there's going to be a lot of scoring opportunities for them this evening.
And they had that great opportunity crashing the net. Tony Searcy just took a bit too long recognizing that backhand. He's a wide open net as that one shipped out of play.
Lancers carrying play so far. Stoughton, a little tentative coming out of their own zone, not controlling the puck, just slapping at it, leading to some Lancer chances.
We've seen that plenty of times for the Lancers this year when they're playing against a team of quite superior talent. They'll just kind of slap at it, try to get out of the zone as Norton has that one in the shot as that one goes wide. And we've seen this happen quite a few times to the Lancers where they just get kind of happy slapping the puck away and getting it out of the zone. So it's Mitchell Director with his first save there on a chance from out deep. It should be a night to remember for Director. Playing his first game for the Lancers, first time playing in a varsity uniform. As that one out in front, that shot saved by Director and sent out wide.
A nice way to get started for him. 2 easy shots to save, get the nerves out of his system early.
It's Hayden tied up on the boards. Gallagher comes to help, and he'll grab it. Plays it out in front. We're going to try and get something going. He's able to chip it up to Pat Lorden. Over to Jeremy Cross, looking to play it back to Lorden. He does. Hayden trying to get it on. That shot saved by McCoy. Gallagher's shot. That one gets blocked by Mike Tracy. Going down on his knees like a catcher to block that one. Hayden will tie up Tracy on the boards. That one gets sent out behind the net, and this one will go forward. Director will go out wide to play it, and it's Bill McCarthy grabbing that as the Lancers changing up the lines in the back end. Trying to get him on a rushes. Hayden swings it into the zone, runs into his own player, and we'll get offsides called with 11:11 left in the first.
It's Lancer bowling, Javik. So 3 excellent passes on that last sequence. Gallagher, 2 of them, and 1 between Cross and Lorden in the middle. And Hayden almost scored on that one with some unselfish play by the Lancers up front.
Whalen, Gilbert, and Saunders out there, that third line for the Lancers. The combination of Gilbert and Whalen has really worked well for them. They've had a lot of opportunities in the last few games. This one will get played back. It's Kazadi playing it up now. It's Gilbert along the boards. This one's tied up. Giuliano will bring it into the zone. Looking to make a move. He does. Looking for the shot. That one is saved and sent around behind the net. A good opportunity, but an even better save by McCoy. Giuliano corralling this one outside the dots. Trying to play it up. Gets tied up along the boards now. As he gets tripped there, catches an edge. Goes flying into the boards. This one's played along the boards now with Saunders. Stoughton will go the other way with it. It's tied up by Gilbert. And this one will be played back.
Good work by Gilbert to use the body.
As Giuliano will bring it into the zone, trying to make yet another move. He's had a couple of rushes like this. That one in front and saved by McCoy. He's had a couple of rushes like that where he's just evaded this entire Stoughton attack and gotten a great opportunity on net as Goldstein comes on the back end.
Well, he's faced a lot of shots. He hasn't looked tentative in many of them.
This is Tony Searcy playing this one in front, looking for the backhand, but it's kicked out. Gallagher's shot. That one's saved. Trying to put it on net again as that one goes just wide. And Kazadi left chase after that one. Net goes off, and we'll get a face-off here. 9:37 left to go. Not a lot of action from the Stoughton end, but the Lancers putting on plenty of heat on Thomas McCoy.
Yeah, I mean, this is a good sign for the Lancers to be controlling the offensive play so much, Javik, early in this game. I really wish they would use their defense more, though, and go D to D. A lot of open men at the point for shot opportunities.
As Gallagher gets this one as that one goes off a defender, and it'll get sent down the ice. Director will play this one off the boards. A good move by him. playing that one up for the Lancers.
Heads up play by director to flip that puck outside the zone with a defender bearing down on him for Stoughton.
That's one of the things we've heard about director in practice and such, that he's really one of those guys that likes to go out and get the puck. Granted, probably not as much as we've seen Espen Rieger do for Foxborough earlier this year, who played the puck on possibly every single play.
We probably won't kill director the way we killed him.
As that one in front went right through the 5-hole. A great opportunity for Matt Brown.
Okay. And an instance where director got himself caught in no man's land outside the crease.
As this one will get played back up to Campbell. And now the Lance will go the other way. It's Pat Donahue looking it forward, chips it on net. And this will be picked up by Mike Tracy. Picking it behind the net, picking up a head of steam and trying to get it forward, but it's Pat Norton right there to intercept it right in front for Hayden, who slaps at it.
And
that one will go in. Brendan Hayden with his 5th goal of the year.
by maybe the narrowest of margins that you can possibly score, just as across the line, the Stoughton defender flipped it out, but too late.
So that one will be scored by Hayden at 6:30 to give the Lancers the lead here at 1-0. He inches closer to that all-time goals and all-time points record. He's now 3 away in goals, 7 away in points as the season coming to a close.
Great work by Patrick Lorden on that goal, JV, to keep that puck in the zone and block a shot coming out of the point.
As it's Kazadi trying to play this one off the boards. The Lancers trying to move it forward, but it's taken away by Brendan Campbell. Campbell's shot is saved there by Director.
Yeah, solid save by Director on that one.
Giuliano tying him up on the boards now as this one will be moved forward. Trying to play it to Hayden as Hayden will chase after this one. He has Cross across the slot. That shot saved by McCoy and it's chipped out. The 9th shot of the period for the Lancers. Little more than halfway through. It's 1-0 thanks to a Brendan Hayden goal at 6:30. Giuliano to chase after this one. It's Luke Baton controlling this one, trying to throw it on front. That doesn't work as Josh Hu can't quite control the pass. It's Tim Saunders bearing down on the defender. Gallagher's there to intercept it as the Lancers go for a change in the back end. They've had a lot of short shifts tonight, Greg, really trying to get a lot of guys out there.
I think the plan for Coach Grasso is to get as many kids as much ice time as possible tonight, assuming that you can get a lead on Stoughton.
And they already have one already. Goal by, as you said, Greg, the narrowest of margins just a few moments ago.
They all count the same, though, right?
So it'll be Gallagher who has this one. Looking to move it up now. Walks the blue line and skates all the way back.
He needed to get on inside. He had a guy. He had Whalen offside.
And Stoughton very much playing that zone defense and just letting the Lancers keep that in their own zone as that shot out from deep will be covered by Director and thrown out. It's McCarthy over to Gilbert. Plays off a defender and it's stolen away and hit back into the zone. And Brendan Hayden once again going in that locker room. Might be something wrong with his stick. Well, we can't be for sure, though he certainly has made that trip to the locker room quite a few times this year. Looks like it might have been just a new twig as he's right back out. He's obviously spent some time in the locker room this year. Had that knee injury just a few games ago, went back in the last game. So he's had a tough season.
Yeah, he's got some bumps and bruises along the way. Of course, that was just an issue with his axe.
As it's Cersei playing this one forward. This is Matt Brown. Cersei skates across the line, gets tripped up.
I think that was a...
And the ref's arms will stay at their sides.
They're going to let him play today, Javik.
Justin Goldstein taking this behind the net. Well, an interesting call, but a no call nonetheless. As Giuliano will carry this behind the net. 5:25 to go in the period. It's Donahue playing this one back. Goldstein can't get it as it's intercepted. Giuliano will bring it up now. Skates by one defender, trying to get a goal here with Hayden back out on the ice in front. Hayden looking to put it home. Doesn't work as it goes just wide. Hayden with another opportunity as this one goes in front. He gets thrown on to McCoy as McCoy will grab that one.
Huge body pile up in front of McCoy, the goalie. Definitely, I think we're seeing the tone has been set by the referees that They'll be a lot let go tonight, Javik. Maybe we want to get home for the early dinner time. Still time for the early bird, in fact.
5:03 left here in the first period. The Lancers up 1-0. Giuliano right off the face-off. That shot going just wide. As Kazadi will handle this one. It's Jeremy Cross now playing this one.
Ooh, nice move.
As it's Pat Norton bringing in the Lancers zone. Evades one defender, evades two. That one in front. McCoy with yet another good save in a testy area.
Wow. Fantastic sequence by Lorden in this shift, Javik.
The Lancers, they've really been playing well, but McCoy stopping a whole lot of chances tonight. Kazadi plays it on forward to Hayden, who turns it away in the zone to Mitchell Connington. Campbell has it now. He's played up into the zone. Giuliano gets the Lancers, try to get the numbers on a 3-2, but now go the other way. But offside's called. Brendan Campbell had just a few too many men over the line.
Campbell had blinders on with Andre stuck over the blue line by about 6 feet when he entered the zone.
So it'll be Whalen in the dot for the Lancers. Campbell taking yet another face-off as he wins this one, but loses it right away. Now they'll go the other way. Tim Saunders trying to chase after this one. But he gets tied up, and this one will go off the corner, off the dasher. Now it's McCarthy over to Gallagher. One thing we've really seen the Lancers do is take control of that as this one will be brought in front. That one score. Tie game now as Sean Doherty ties it up.
Very pretty goal by the Black Knights. Javik set up perfectly with a guy all alone on the doorstep, putting one past director. Not much he could do about that shot.
Just as I wanted to say, one of the things the Lancers have done is limit the Stoughton Black Knights' chances in the slot. They go ahead and put one home right there to tie it up at 1 with 3:50 left in the first.
You'd probably like that comment back, Javik, if you could.
So Doherty scoring at 11-10 to make it a tie game here at the FSC in the first period. As Evan Kazadi will grab this one. Looks to skate off the boards, and he does. Giuliano control this one. Looking to play it on forward. It's off a Goldstein stick, and Donahue will chase after it. We'll get off sides as a call. 3:24 left to go, and we'll have a face-off on the Stoughton zone.
So good energy from the Lancers all game long. I mean, that one offensive rush by the Stoughton Black Knights cost them, but I definitely like to see them settle down in the offensive zone and use their Ds more smartly.
And Mitchell Directors played very well in the shots he's faced. Hasn't been a whole lot as this one will go the other way. Now that shot, Matt Brown with a ripper of a goal to make it 2-1.
Uh-oh. That was a missile, Javik. I'm not sure who saves that puck, honestly.
I don't think there's a goalie in Massachusetts who can save that puck. An absolute ripper from afar, just on top of the dots. Sends it home, and now it's 2-1.
And the Lancers got themselves a hockey game here, Javik.
2 goals, 37 seconds apart, and it's 2-1. You're right, Greg. We have a hockey game, and one the Lancers weren't expecting. Clock ticking towards 3 minutes to go now. It's Brendan Hayden who will try to bring it up, trying to tie this game up all by himself, but that one's saved by McCoy. As he'll get the glove on that one.
Yep. And I think a lot of the challenges here for the Lancers are the defenders for Norton have been typically called upon to create the offense. And I think they're taking too much of the workload on themselves. They have to share the puck, trust their teammates to do what they're supposed to do and set up the offensive chances instead of putting it all on their own shoulders.
As this one off in the corner, Gallagher will keep it in the zone, try and play it forward. Mike Tracy behind that net once again, and it's Mike Andrade. Once again, folks, this isn't a game the Lancers can afford to lose. They're fighting for their playoff lives here late in the season. They got to win their last 5 remaining games to make it, as they're at 4-9-2. So they definitely need to win this one, as that one's batted forward off the backboards. Clint Gallagher looking for it up top, but he won't get it.
That's work by Cersei in the corner.
Donahue's shot goes just wide. Gallagher will try and get it back up top at the point. That shot in on net, blocked away by Josh Hugh, the captain. As Bill McCarthy controls this one. That shot in front, Goldstein tried to redirect it, but instead went wide.
Good pressure by Donahue.
Lancers keeping their 3 men up high. And Stoughton will try and break this out. They'll go the other way with it. It's McSweeney. That shot saved by Director as he paddles that one wide. Gallagher now speeding up, trying to make this a tie game. That one saved by McCoy and a great point-blank opportunity.
Lancers caught the Black Knights in a line change.
And now this will go the other way. He'll get the speed Director way out of his own net, and he'll clear that one down ice. What a great play from Director there.
Yeah, very good, confident play by Director, but got to be very careful. He makes a mistake on that. It's 3-1 Stoughton.
Stoughton will look to go the other way with it. This is off the boards. Giuliano keeping it into the zone, looking to play it over to Hayden. He does. Hayden trying to make it his second of the night. And that one's saved by McCoy.
Big save by McCoy, actually.
He's had a lot of those here, and he's going to need a lot more if Stoughton wants to end up getting any points out of this. 53 seconds to go. We've ticked under a minute. Doherty and Brown scoring 2 goals within 37 seconds to make it 2-1 Stoughton. Stoughton will bring this one up. It's Brendan Campbell. Waits and fires this one in on front. That one's saved by Director.
2 men in front of Director, all by themselves. No Norton defenders in sight.
30 seconds to go, and that one's in. Campbell will score. And if you're the Lancers, nothing could be worse. 3-1 the score as Campbell puts that one home.
You can't put much of that on Mitchell Director either, Javik. I mean, there's no defenseman out in front. There's, Stoughton Black Knights in front of him, unencumbered, no defensive pressure from the Lancers whatsoever. Very difficult period for them.
And there's nothing you can't put on Director. He's been beaten on 3 very good shots and very good opportunities. We've seen this happen to many teams. The Lancers have played as in DS, whether it's DS, Holliston, Medway, Medfield, is that team sat back on their heels in that first period thinking we already have this in the bag, and it's cost them.
Yep.
It's costing the Lancers here. As that one in front, McCoy saves that once again.
Oh, man. Penalty behind the play. The referees completely ignored it.
With 4.6 left to go, the Lancers will get a power play.
That's curious, Javik. The referee watched the play unfold, skated up the ice, then raised his hand and called the penalty.
So
maybe we talked him into it. Sorry.
It's Mike Tracy going in the box for 2 for tripping at 14:56. So 4.6 seconds to go. The Lancers will have a power play. This one off the face-off. Hayden gets tied up as that shot saved, as that will be the end of the period. 16 shots for the Lancers, 10 for Stoughton. And Greg, you said it was going to be a high-scoring offense. We've seen that here in the first period.
We have. I mean, this is a typical final score for a Norton game, and what we're seeing here is an explosive offense for Stoughton and essential offensive chances for the Lancers. They haven't converted on many.
And it's Thomas McCoy keeping the Stoughton Black Knights in this one, and he's helped them get out in front as they lead 3-1 through one period here at the FSC. The Ellison Intermission Report coming up next. Hello, folks. Welcome to the Ellison Intermission Report. This is Greg Bernal. I'm Javik Blake, and Greg threw one. A score that no one was really expecting, 3-1 Stoughton.
Yeah, big surprise coming out of this. We knew Stoughton could score, but boy, they can then bring the firepower.
And that first line, they really did a lot of good things in that period. They snuck through that Lancer defense, got to that back line, and made a lot of good shots.
Yeah, some of that was defenseman out of place. Some of that was just good shot placement by Stoughton.
And on the other side of the thing, McCoy in net for Stoughton has played one heck of a game. For a guy that's allowed 136 goals in the year, he's really shown up tonight, and he really wants to spoil the Lancers' chances.
Yeah, you don't want the game to come down to puck luck, right? But, I mean, this goal has given up a lot of rebounds, and the Lancers haven't capitalized yet. You would think as the game progresses, they'll be able to capitalize on more of those.
And you'd think so. They had a lot of good chances. Brendan Hayden putting in the lone goal. But they had a lot more good chances. They just couldn't put home. Tony Searcy had one early on in the period they couldn't put home. And they have to get those pucks in the back of the net if they want to win this game.
Well, I'd agree, and I think they also have to wake up. And we talked about this at the opening. You can't take a team like Stoughton lightly. They've got one win on the season, but they play in a very difficult competitive conference, and they showed they can skate with you.
And they're also D2 teams, so they play all D2 teams all year long.
Right, so they're used to this pace. They're used to teams that can score, and they're holding their own right now.
And the stats through the end of the first period, the Lancers with 16 shots on net, and the Black Knights with 10. Hayden scoring the lone goal for the Lancers at 6:30. The goals for Stoughton at 11:10 by Doherty. 37 seconds later, Brown scoring and Campbell making it 3-1 at 14:32. The Lancers still have 1:56 left in the power play. If we go into the second period, that should do good as long as they confirm on that.
Yeah, and you hope the Coach Grosso is waking those guys up in the locker room, reminding them how they got to this point. They have no margin for error for the rest of the season. They can't afford to take anything lightly.
Well, they'll take a 2-goal deficit into the second period as they're trying to keep their playoff hopes alive. We'll have the second period up next. It's the Black Knights and Lancers. Stoughton's leading 3-1. Hello, folks. Welcome back to the FSC. I'm Jay Blake alongside Greg Bernal as we get ready to go here in the second period. The Lancers down by 2.
Little energy along the Lancer bench here.
As Pat Lorden will be in the dot for the Lancers. They're putting together a new first line out there. It's Cersei, Hayden, and Lorden out there to start the second period. This one will be chipped back into the zone. Director plays it, chips it over to the boards as Gallagher will grab it. That lethal first line out in Campbell, Doherty, and Brown. They've each had a goal tonight as Brendan Hayden will skate this one in the zone. Looking to play it off the near boards, and he does. Played back up to Giuliano, looking to find someone, though he loses the puck and they'll have to play it back.
Great work.
Once again, the Lancers aren't able to get set on the power play. They've had a tough time this year. 5 for 38, only at a 13.1% clip. As Lorden can't corral that one, as that one gets sent back, and Stoughton will cool off even more time on this power play.
No, too rushed by the Lancers. They got to take their time, get into the offensive zone, and set up their power play.
Giuliano will skate into the zone here. Looking to get something going. We'll take it behind the net, look to play it in front to Lorden, but that doesn't work. Pass just going wide, and that one will get played all the way down. Director to control it.
Yeah, but good work by Giuliano to do the right thing there. Settle the puck down in the zone, find an open man in front of the net, and set him up.
The Lancers getting some fresh legs out in the ice here. It's Tony Cersei was way up front walking the blue line as Giuliano brings this past the red line, throws it down ice. Goldstein will go after it. It's Ryan McSweeney playing it around now with 20 seconds to go. The Lancers without a shot on the power play so far. Giuliano's shot goes just wide. And Gallagher winds up and fires this one. It gets blocked by Josh Hugh on the backside.
That hurt.
Hughes able to get it once again. Goldstein, well, fighting it. Falls down on the shot, though, and can't get a good one as that'll end the power play for the Lancers. It wasn't a good one. Not a whole lot of chance. They got some continuity at the end. But overall, a rough power play for the Lancers. This one goes for icing.
Yeah, it really just took them too long to get settled in the offensive zone, Javik. They wasted half the power play kind of trying to odd man rush it. Once they finally settled down, they had better opportunities and more continuity.
So it'll be Lorden in the dot. 12:53 to go here in the second. 3-1 Norton, or 3-1 in favor of Stoughton. Lancers down by 2 goals as Hayden has this one behind the net. Plays it around as Joey Fasolino getting some ice time tonight. Lays a big hit on as this one goes down. This one attacking in the zone is Stoughton. Can't quite seem the footing as that one on net. Saved by Director. One of the things you got to think, Stoughton, a very good team. You just got to think their lack of depth really comes back to hurt them.
It really does, and you wonder how this team will look in the third period, right? I mean, they had a lot of energy in the first period, put a lot of great heat on Director and net. Will they have that same energy in the third period? And can the Lancers capitalize?
With the Lancers, you're hoping to. They haven't come out with a whole lot of fire and chances here in the second period. As that one's saved by Director. They haven't had a shot yet. They haven't had a whole lot of opportunities either.
No, they haven't, but it's time. The Lancers need to compose themselves, get control of the puck, and smartly break it out of the zone.
It's Justin Goldstein on the dot for the Lancers. Luke Baton in for Stoughton.
It's the same play they just ran, Javik.
This one will go down ice. Icing not called there as that one will get thrown around to the corner. Playing it behind the net now is Stoughton and McGowan. Up top to Gallagher, who gets that one stolen away. Now it's a one-on-one. McCarthy is met. Streaking up ice, now looking to put it home. And the bad shot goes just wide. Director pulled way out of position there, as he can't get it done.
Made the save, though, Javid. Cut down the angle and made that save. Good work by the young sophomore.
And also a little poor shot selection by Mike Nazzaro, as that one from way out deep. Hayden trying to capitalize on the rebound. That one's blocked. Laying out in the ice is Dominic McGloin. And we'll get icing. Brendan Hayden with one of the best chances either team's had in the second period.
That's like the Lancer special play. The fire in from the red line created an awkward save. A huge rebound. Hayden just one stride too late getting there.
And McGloin laying it all out on the line. It's one of the advantages of having those full cages. We're able to lay out in the ice. As that one given away once again, as Stoughton will bring this one up.
That's played by Kazadi.
Played around behind the net. Giuliano chase after this one. The score still 3-1. 11:07 left here in the second period. They have Mike Tracy out up top, as the Lancers have 5 men chasing the puck. As Tracy will grab this one. It's caught up by the ref. It seems like the Lancers are really doing a lot of puck chasing tonight, Greg, in their own defensive zone.
Yeah, they are. I'll tell you, that was a great move by Hayden. Almost picked that pass off. Would have been a breakaway.
Campbell looking for someone to get it to. He'll take it behind the net now. Makes a cut back. As that one's given away.
By
Hayden
Kazadi.
up to Cross. And that one will be just out of the reach. Josh Shooter get after that one. Kazadi chasing this one down as the Lancers switch it up on the back end. Saunders and Gilbert now out. The Lancers trying to get within 1 and cut the deficit in half. A great move from Gilbert there, trying to keep that puck forward.
And kept it in the zone too, Javik.
And Stoughton past the red line now as this one will go down ice. Director shoving this one out. 9:42 to go in the second period. The Lancers still down 3-1. It was Brendan Campbell with the go-ahead, with the goal to make it 3-1. Back at 14:32 of the first. They have an opportunity. As that one saved, Gilbert flying in front of the net.
McCoy really had no idea where that puck was, Javik.
Though he made a good enough save that he kept down on that rebound and made sure it went right behind the net. You're the Lancers. That's one of those ones where you hoped you had a rebound right out in front to put home. Giuliano getting tied up there as Gallagher plays it forward to Tom Whalen. Over to Cersei.
Oh, nice play by Cersei to keep that puck.
Looking to put it in front. A good save by McCoy right there. There's Donahue looking to get something going. Brings it into the point. That one blocked by McCoy again. A lot of good saves here tonight. And an odd move, decided not to cover that puck, as the Lancers will take this back with 8:35 to go. If you just joined us, you missed a wild third period where we saw 4 goals by 4 different players. Stoughton with the 3-1 lead through 1, but not a whole lot of action here in the second. The shots just about even, 4-3 in favor of the Lancers. They had 1 power play, failed to convert. Clint Gallagher all alone on the far side. Tony Cersei not seeing him. A questionable decision not to pass that one, as that one's in front. Goldstein gets held up as that one gets sent all the way down the ice for icing.
Much needed whistle for Stoughton. And Javik, the Lancers are there. There's plenty of shot opportunities, plenty of rebound opportunities. They just haven't been able to capitalize.
They had a huge opportunity there. Clint Gallagher looked to be all alone. Tony Cersei just decided there was one too many men to make the pass, kept it for himself, and created a good opportunity, a good rebound.
And he did tuck one in there, kind of snuck through the crowd. Good save by McCoy.
It's Giuliano trying to play this forward across, but it doesn't work. Now the other way it goes for the Lancers. It's Brendan Campbell playing it over. That first line out for Stoughton, that's been very lethal here tonight. Giuliano losing the puck for a minute. Now he'll get it back, looking to play it on forward. Warden has it now. The pink stick tape, that one in front. And saved by McCoy.
Nice save by the goalie. Good work by the Lancers. Giuliano composed, loses the puck but stays with it. His teammates all kind of get to their right spots, get open for the shot.
7:27 left in the second period, and the Lancers still down by 2, fighting for dear life for their playoff hopes. As Stoughton playing this one back, Hayden will play it on forward now. Jeremy Cross plays it over, but it's Mike Tracy there to grab it. Brendan Hayden, he has the lone goal for the Lancers tonight, and a low check in the corner. Triton Dos Race on the sidelines tonight watching a call, as Hayden's shot goes just wide. And an interesting non-call, but we've seen these refs very relaxed tonight in their calls.
Yeah,
as this one brought on up, that shot scored from way out by Matt Brown, and it's 4-1.
Yeah, and Brown using the screen from Kazadi to put that puck over the right shoulder of Director. Smart play.
Matt Brown scoring his 11th goal of the season.
Very composed for a freshman too.
And what a freshman year this kid's having. 15 points on the year as a freshman. That's not bad.
Yeah, we knew coming in Stoughton could score.
I think even we didn't know they could score just this much. Director beaten for the 4th time tonight. Matt Brown scoring his 2nd, and the Lancer playoff hopes rest on the next 21 minutes as they're down 4-1 to 117-1 Stoughton.
They really haven't given themselves much room at all now, Javik.
One more goal for Stoughton, and that might just wrap a bow on the Lancer season. Still got 4 games left, but obviously they'd become quite meaningless. The Lancers would just try to become spoilers the rest of the way. It's Patrick Donahue bringing this one up.
Offsides.
A little offsides.
Goldstein just a stride off on that one. And Javik, you said it, down 4-1 against the Division II team that's allegedly gives up a lot of goals. We have yet to see much of that from Norton tonight. It's all on the line right now for them.
And if you're Dan Mark, Frank Antonelli, Mark Hansen, you have to be very happy with how your team's played tonight. They've picked apart this Lancer defense. Thomas McCoy's playing probably the game of his life, or at least the game of the season so far, and he's really kept this Lancer attack at bay. As it's Joe Giuliano grabbing this one, looking for the shot. That one will be in as Joe Giuliano scores. And there's some light at the end of the tunnel for the Lancers.
Yeah, that was an excellent work by Giuliano to pick his corner, make the shot, and give his team a chance in this game. Down 4-2 is much more respectable than down 4-1. They have a shot.
So Giuliano scoring at 9:20. Give the Lancers just a little bit closer to that deficit. They're down 3. You can now see him playing with some fire. His director on his way to the bench. Cross-checking the call.
Yeah, Matt Brown deposited Jeremy Cross into the Stoughton net, and he will do the time.
And a power play for the Lancers. They're 0 for 1 on the night, 5 of 39 on the season. What's been probably one of the weaker parts of the game under Coach Grasso these past few years. And they got to step up big here tonight.
Yeah, this is the power play to end all power plays, Javik. A goal here is a huge lift.
As that one in front, Hayden right off the faceoff was trying to put that one home. This one over to Gallagher. That shot saved by McCoy.
Gallagher frustrated with himself there. He put that one right into the mask of McCoy. He had a lot of open space to McCoy's left.
A lot better than that last power play. 10 seconds off the power play. The Lancers already with 2 good opportunities. Giuliano has his lines up and fires there. That one goes wide. Hayden taking this one around behind the net. Looking for an assist here. He already has 1 point tonight. A goal to open the scoring at 6:30. This one over to Giuliano. That shot blocked. And it'll be kicked out of the zone. And now it'll go the other way. Luke Baton.
Wow.
Looked to get something going, but Joey Giuliano pickpockets him. Winds up and fires this one from way out as that one goes just high. Cersei grabbing this one behind the net now. Playing it up. That shot saved by McCoy.
Yeah, so here's what I like about this power play, Javik, because you got Giuliano and Gallagher working together, going D to D, finding the open man, actually looking for the open man. We haven't seen a lot of that this season from the Lancer power play. This is exactly the kind of puck movement they need if they're going to have any kind of success.
1:03 left in the Stoughton penalty kill. The Lancers trying to score one here. That one saved by McCoy, and a good shot from Gallagher. Gilbert laying out on ice, and we're going to get a 5-on-3. A huge opportunity for the Lancers. 49 seconds of 5-on-3 as Josh Hugh, probably their best defenseman on the team, will go to the bench.
Yep, and you absolutely must capitalize on this power play. You have 5-on-3 for 49 seconds. You got still a 4-on-3, a 5-on-4 advantage for another 2 minutes. Have to drive one home here, Javik.
As it's Cersei, Lorden, Cross, Giuliano, and Gallagher, as the Lancers will take a timeout with 4:13 left in the second period, and that tells you, if you're Coach Grasso, this is the power play you need right now.
And if you're Stoughton, you're telling your team they took their timeout with 4 minutes and 13 seconds left in the second period. They're desperate. Break their back here.
And they're fighting for their playoff lives. A tie won't do it. They need at least 3 more goals.
That's right.
If they want to go to the playoffs.
So you're going to see some things from Coach Grasso. We saw this last year, too. He called the timeout in a very important game early, like first period, in one of the later games last year. Team responded very well, came back and won that game. Tonight, I would expect to see, a pulled goalie early in the third or midway through the third, or if it's getting late in the third period, well before the normal time.
And I wouldn't be surprised if you see something maybe what Patrick Waugh used to do in Colorado, pulling his goalie with 6 minutes left in the game. Because we saw this last year against Holliston. The Lancers cannot tie. They need to win, which is why we saw Coach Grasso pulling his goalie in a tied situation last year, and if the Lancers are able to come back and tie this one, probably again this year. And even the Lancers, yes, there's that big Holliston game on your schedule that if you don't have Triton Dose Race and you don't have some of your players in that back line, it might not be a great chance for you, but you want to see your season stay alive until at least that Holliston game.
You do, Javik, pulling your goalie, losing 4-3 or losing 10-3 makes no difference. A loss is a loss, you're out. So that's where the strategy comes into play for Coach Grasso.
And at this point in the program's history, there are no benchmark games. You cannot say a 3-2 loss is okay. You need to win, and especially what we've seen from this team this year, with a huge win against Dover Sherborne, winning for the first time ever, giving Medway a run for their money earlier in the year. As that one's over to Gallagher. He'll settle this one down, looking for a shot. That one! Put home Brendan Hayden! With 4:01 left in the second period, his second of the night makes it 4-3.
That was textbook offensive hockey by the Norton Lancers, and it was Clint Gallagher directing traffic, pointing to Hayden. He wanted the puck to go back to Giuliano. Hayden didn't see him, put the puck across to Gallagher, who then found Hayden on the back door. Excellent work by the Norton Lancer offense.
Brendan Hayden scoring at 10:59, and now we're back to a 1-goal game, and the Lancers still have a minute 49 on the power play. Brendan Hayden now only 2 goals away from the all-time Norton High School record at 25. This one in front. Lorden tried to put it home and tie it up.
Thought he nearly had, Javik.
It just went wide. Gallagher has this one. That one shot wide.
Still time for the Lancers. A minute 30 left in the power play. They can afford to take their time here.
As it's Cross. He'll grab this one, plays it over to Hayden. As it's Giuliano who can almost put it home.
That is great hustle by Joe Giuliano.
And this Lancer team is locked in. 1:10 to go in the power play. 3:20 left in the period, and there is no quit in this team. Clint Gallagher gets tied up. And a huge hit along the boards. This is Brendan Campbell, though. He's had one heck of a game for Stoughton tonight. Had a goal in the first and really been a catalyst for this offense. Giuliano go their way with it, though. 49 seconds to go. Time ticking away. That shot saved. Goes off the back. Dasher Cross in front trying to put it home. And that one will squeak wide. 15 shots already on the period for the Lancers. 31 on the afternoon. Director playing this one way out of the net. Would have thought he was Martin Brodeur for a second.
Lancers got to get back.
And that third line of the power play for Lancers coming up. That shot goes wide. But again, that one's saved. Two good opportunities denied by Mitchell
Ooh,
Director.
nice
And now
play.
it's Tony Searcy. The Lancers have the numbers, but that one's in front and taken away. Giuliano has this back of the blue line. And
Huge
Stoughton
play
will
by
get-
Giuliano as the power play elapsed.
They'll get both of their men back as they killed off a huge penalty kill there. 2 minutes to go in the period. 4-3 in favor of Stoughton. They've scored one this period. The Lancers responded with two quick ones from Giuliano and Hayden at 9:20 and 10:59.
It's a great poke check by McSweeney there, Javik.
Oh,
As this one brought up Josh Hugh. That shot saved by Director right into the body.
Gilbert got away with a two-hander across the knees. It's good they were letting him play.
1:42 left in the second period. It's been an exciting game all afternoon. The Lancers are trying to keep their playoff hopes alive.
I like the response from the Lancers. They got a power play opportunity. They capitalized on it, and they're right back in this game.
And Greg, I think the most accurate prediction, that one scored. Matt Brown getting the hat trick, and it's now 5-3.
Yeah, one step forward, two steps back, Javik, for the Lancers. Still up against it.
So I was just going to say, Greg, as that one got put home, your most accurate prediction of the season has been that this game was going to be a shootout, and we've had it 5-3, 8 goals through only 2 periods of action.
I did predict the Patriot loss on Sunday, too, Javik, if you check the tape.
We
from the
don't
broadcast.
talk about that here. Pat Norton will bring this one up. As Hayden in front trying to get the hat trick, that one saved. Gallagher has this one, looking for an opportunity. That one goes wide. Off the skate of Brendan Campbell. The Lancers know what's at stake here. They're trying to get something going. 1:05 left in the period. And we'll get icing. It'll go all the way back to the Stoughton zone.
You know, and if you're the Norton Lancers, it's one thing to battle back in this game, and it's great that they show a ton of fight this season, but you've got a goalie who's never played high school hockey before, and you're putting a lot on his shoulders. He's got to come up with a lot of big saves. You can't make him work that hard.
And it's also great that it's a good game. If we played a team that's 1-17-1, and we were saying going into the game, this is a team the Lancers should take care of.
Yep.
And they haven't done that even remotely close to that tonight.
Nope.
Is that one done? Who gets tied up on the boards? Goldstein in front trying to put it home, but it doesn't work. This one will be taken the other way, and Stoughton trying to go up by 3.
Wow.
And Searcy has it. It'll go the other way with the Lancers with the numbers on a 3-on-2. Now it's a 2-on-1. Giuliano will bring it up back to Donahue as that one just misses.
That is a nifty move by Giuliano to get the puck to him in the first place.
24 seconds to go now. This one tied up in the corner. And a huge hit put on there by Justin Goldstein, freeing that puck up. But now they'll go the other way with it. Stoughton has the numbers on a 3-on-2. That shot from way out will go wide, and that's where we'll end the period. 5-3 Stoughton, and what a game it's been.
Well, in a sense, we're right back where we started, Javik. Down 2 goals after 1, down 2 goals after 2. Lancers got a lot of work to do.
LSN Intermission Report coming up next. We'll get you ready for what should be a wild third period from the FSC. 5-3 Stoughton through 2. Hello, folks. Welcome to the Allison Intermission Report. This is Greg Bernal. I'm Javik Blake. And Greg, what a game it's been through 2 periods. 5-3 Stoughton, and a lot of action here tonight.
Well, it sure has. It's been a wild game offensively for both teams. Tons of chances for the Lancers, and Stoughton has buried the chances they've had.
They've really done a fantastic job. Brown really doing his part. He has a hat trick already through 2 periods. But Mr. Director, you got to give him credit. He's made a lot of great saves tonight, and 3 of the 5 goals have been shots that nobody could have saved.
Exactly right, Javik. I mean, this kid's facing his first varsity start, playing a Division II team, and he's faced a ton of shots. He's been very, very solid in net. He seems very confident, and he's held up pretty well tonight.
The other side, Thomas McCoy, we said in the first period, does a great job. He did just as good of a job in the second period, allowing those 2 goals for the Lancers. They got some fluidity on that power play, and that led to that second goal.
Well, fluidity is the key word.
And Javik, it's funny, he's made a lot of saves. They haven't looked good doing it, and the Lancers haven't capitalized on any of the rebounds. You have to think that has to turn at some point if you're the Norton Lancers.
If you're Coach Eric Grosso in the locker room, you're preaching to the team, you have to jump on those rebounds because McCoy's given up so many. If the Lancers can put just a few home, they could easily tie this game up and go for the win.
Yeah, and I like what I saw in the later stages of second period with them sharing the puck, finding the open man, and making a good shot, using good shot selection. They're going to need to do more of that, a lot more of that in this period.
Though the biggest question mark for Stoughton going into this third period is fatigue. They have a short roster, only 13 guys. How will that affect team in the third period?
Well, we've seen the Lancers being undermanned and get worn out by teams that were faster, bigger, or whatever. So the Lancers have to hope they can do that to Stoughton in this third period.
What we did see at the end of the period, Stoughton was still flying down the ice. They still had a whole lot of speed, which bodes well if you're a Black Knights fan.
Yeah, it does, and they've been here before, right? They've got a terrible record. They've been down a lot. They have a lead. How do they play with the lead coming into the third period? And how do the Lancers sell out in the third period and keep their playoff hopes alive?
So the final totals from the second period, the Lancers, 32 shots on net in total. Stoughton with 17. The Lancers power play 1 for 3, converting on that 5-on-3 opportunity. The 2 goals, Joey Giuliano, Brendan Hayden at 9:20 and 10:59, and Brown scoring at 8:20 and 13:27. So Greg, the Lancer playoffs hope hang in the balance as we enter this third period. 5-3, any final thoughts?
How much do you want it if you're the Lancers?
We'll see if the Lancers can come back and keep their playoff hopes alive. They need a 3-goal differential. They're down by 2 as we enter the third period. It's 5-3 Stoughton right here on LSN. Hello, folks. Welcome back to the FSC. Puck ready to drop here in the third period, and the Lancers needing 3 goals to keep their playoff hopes alive. It's a win or go home, and Stoughton's trying to spoil it. Gallagher plays it back up top. That shot from way out deep finds its way behind the net, and Stoughton will corral it. It's Josh Hugh. Already picked up 2 penalty minutes on the night. That led to the Lancer goal on the 5-on-3. And we'll get a whistle here.
We've had no scorekeeper. Clock wasn't running. That was all just practice.
So it'll be John Brennan getting in the box to do it. And we'll go back to the face-off dot and restart the third period.
Now, what if the Lancers had scored just then?
Well, they would have found some way to take some time off the clock.
That's called home cooking, Javik.
As this one taken back, Stoughton winning the draw there. Now it's Brendan Hayden trying to find the hat trick. Goes all the way around the dots in front. Jeremy Cross trying to send it home, but it doesn't work.
See what I mean, Javik? A save, but a sloppy one.
And that one tried to be caught as it went on net by Hugh. This one chipped on forward behind the net now. It's Hugh playing it up. Julian Cross trying to get it. Giuliano's shot to Hayden. That shot is saved by McCoy, and a great one.
Great vision by Giuliano to find Hayden on the doorstep.
Hayden was all alone there. As this one's chipped down ice, Director will have to play it. 14-10 left in this game, and unless the Lancers can start scoring, it might be the end of their playoff hopes. Cersei kicking this one back out to Giuliano, who walks into the zone, evades one defender, throws it in front. Goldstein can't put it home. The 34th shot of the night for the Lancers. As that one blown dead.
Gift whistle. Goldstein had the puck loose. He was going to pry it home.
And a whistle here. It'll actually be a penalty on the Lancers.
Who's he sending?
And it'll be Tony Cersei, who goes to the box here. Not sure what exactly the call was. It looks like it might have been either holding or tripping. As Hugh will control this one. Stoughton trying to increase the lead to 4. They have a man open.
Position, Javik.
Wide open as that one taken as Goldstein will chip this down the ice. 1:44 to go. The Lancers kill off some time.
Lancers caught a break there, Javik, on that offensive zone. They had 2 men wide open in front of the goalie. No Lancers in sight.
As Stoughton sends this one down ice. It's taken and sent all the way down the ice by Gallagher. Hayden will chase after this one. We did for a moment. Now we'll go back to the ice, back to the bench as the Lancers will change up their men. Clint Gallagher prized that one away and is able to get the stick loose from Mike Nazaro.
Love that idea by Gallagher, the fake slap shot.
Giuliano killing time here. 12:55 to go. Donahue trying to grab this one behind the net. Instead, the Lancers go to more of a zone coverage as Stoughton will take this one up. This one chipped up high and off the rafters, and we'll get a whistle. We'll have a face-off at center ice. 47 seconds left to go on the Lancer penalty kill.
One of the things I like about that penalty kill is the work of Donahue there. He's kind of taking on the role of Justin Goldstein, forechecking, kind of the general pest, which the Lancers desperately need.
And Joey Giuliano will race this one down. He's able to trip up Matt Brown just a moment. The Lancers will get this puck on the far boards. Over to the corner to Hayden. Now this one up to Norton, just out of his reach. Oh, then no look pass. 27 seconds left to go on the penalty kill. Clint Gallagher, one of the senior captains for the Lancers, sends this one down ice. That one's right in front. Hayden trying to put that one home as Clint Gallagher tried to score the 210-foot shot.
Obviously, Stoughton hasn't seen much film on Clint Gallagher. That's his Ginty wedge, if you will, his little secret trick.
And the Lancers are still looking for that 210-foot goal. They've been looking all season long.
That was pretty close, Javik.
Haven't quite found it. And even on the rebound, Brendan Hayden had a fantastic opportunity as Stoughton will get their center out on the ice. And now we have a 5-on-4. 17 seconds left to go. That one off the back glass, and it's stuck in the net.
So far, a good penalty kill for the Lancers with 12 seconds left. It looks pretty good for them. Well, this faceoff's coming outside the blue line.
Hayden switching up with Donahue here. 12 seconds left to go on the Lancer penalty kill. They've done a good job so far limiting Stoughton's chances, and that's number 11, Dan Cook, who just found out ice is slippery.
A blown tire and then shrapnel everywhere. And that will kill off the Lancer penalty.
2 seconds left, and that's a gift from the hockey gods there. 11:48 left to go in the third period. No scoring yet. As Stoughton chips this one off the boards, and they'll try to bring it up. Brendan Campbell has their leading scorer. Or we should say once leading scorer. Matt Brown scoring 3 goals tonight to now have 12 on the season. This one shot by Cersei goes just wide. And it's Clint Gallagher standing tall with the point. But now it's Stoughton going the other way with it. Tony Cersei playing it over now. 11-12 left to go in the third period. 5-3 in favor of Stoughton, taking the lead on 2 goals for Matt Brown in that second period.
Oh.
Held up there by McCarthy. He'll go into the boards now. Goldstein delivering a big hit. Donahue trying to play this one up on the near side, but it doesn't work, and it's Josh Hugh sending this one, but it's intercepted by Billy McCarthy. It's Clint Gallagher dragging it through his legs. Stoughton's really done a fantastic job on this defensive end, keeping the Lancers out of the zone and keeping their chances up to the blue line.
Yeah, you wouldn't know they're not used to playing with the lead, Javik. They look like they know exactly what they're doing.
And it happened in their last game as well against North Attleboro. They were tied 0-0 halfway through that game, and then the floodgates just opened for North Attleboro. And you have to think fatigue set in. North Attleboro, one of the very fast teams in D2, as they were able to win that one 6-1. And we'll get icing called with 10:08 left to go.
Lancers need more composure, Javik. They're rushing their zone attack, and it's leading to sloppy plays and disconnected passes, and that's what we saw a lot in the early part of the season. They really have to kind of solidify themselves, calm down, settle the puck, and make smart plays.
As this one will be dropped, the Lancers winning this one. It's Brendan Hayden. He's one of the guys who will do everything possible to get this Lancer victory, and we'll get a holding call on one of the most blatantly obvious penalties we'll see all season.
Well, I think the frustrating thing is this is like the third penalty where there's been an infraction. 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 2.5, referee's arm goes up. And it could make a difference in whether or not you pull your goalie, whether you get on the guy on the ice. Gives a little bit more hustle.
The lead 5-3. The Lancers 1 for 3 on the penalty kills, on the power play so far tonight. The Lancers will try to get something going. This one swung around. Clint Gallagher will have this one. That one tries to snipe the top corner as that one will go out of play.
And that's the secret. Got to keep firing on this kid. He's given up a ton of rebounds. If they're down a man, they may have less net front presence. Could lead to opportunities.
As this one taken by Gallagher, thrown over to Giuliano. That shot in front. It's blocked. Norton trying to get a second opportunity. It doesn't work. Now with a third, as that one gets blocked before it can go on net. And now Stoughton will go the other way with it. They got a 2-on-1. Giuliano racing down the ice. Just out of the reach of fellow forward Sean Doherty is that pass. 1:30 left to go on the penalty kill.
They got numbers, Javik.
The Lancers have a 4-on-3 now. Brendan Hayden standing right beside Giuliano as Cersei tried to get that one in front, but he couldn't put it home. Director will go out to play it. Plays it up to Gallagher now. 1:06 left in the period. This one's flipped on forward. Taken by Mike Tracy. Back and forth we go. The Lancers haven't been able to find any continuity in their power play right now. This one played over to Giuliano. The one-timer just misses wide. And Hayden will retrieve this one. Plays it up to Gallagher. Looking to play it down low to Hayden. They got 40 seconds left on the power play. Plays it out in front. Looked to play it over to Norton, but it didn't work. Now it'll go the other way. Gallagher will grab this one. 29 seconds to go. The Lancers trying to score 3 goals in the next 8:30 to keep their playoff hopes alive. It's Tony Cersei. Looks for a short pass to Goldstein. Throws it down to Hayden, who plays it forward, and Stoughton sends a knuckle puck down the ice. And that looks like it'll effectively end the Lancer power play. Still looking for one last rush. That one on nets. Giuliano chipping that one forward. Stoughton getting their man back now. 7:50 left in the period. The score 5-3 Stoughton. And another blown tire there on Sean Doherty. It's Brendan Campbell streaking up ice now. Giuliano will go forward. Looking to get something going with 7:30 left in the period. Looks to put it on net. That one just barely saved by McCoy. The Lancers with a shot advantage this period, 6-2. As Stoughton fires this from way out off the blocker with 7:10 to go. 5-3 the score. Matt Brown scoring the latest goal all the way back in the second period at 13:27. And if you're just joining us, it's probably the most defensive of all 3 periods as that one's in front. Brendan Hayden puts it in! A hat trick for the young man. And the Lancers make it 5-4.
Excellent, gritty work by Brendan Hayden. He's done so much hard work this whole season. Not only to get the goal, he took a big pop at the end, but finished.
Hayden scoring at 8:07 with the hat trick.
Don't look now, Javik. The Lancers are in a hockey game.
It's 5-4. And there's light at the end of the tunnel. They just need 2 more goals.
Disappointed they didn't stop the game to clean up all the hats, Javik. That would have been a nice move.
As Tim Saunders plays it behind the net to Billy McCarthy. 6:30 to go. The Lancers know they need to get going here. This one will be played on forward. It's Giuliano. playing it up to Brendan Hayden, who has Gallagher open on the point, and he'll bring it to him. That one winds up and fires! That one's in! Clint Gallagher putting it home. And now it's 5-5.
Playoff hopes alive, Javik. An absolute rocket from Clint Gallagher, who's fired a ton of shots today. And Javik, signs of unraveling for the Stoughton Black Knights. Utter disbelief from number 4, Nazaro, who fired his glove and his stick after that shot and went in.
So that one scored at 9:50. At 8:50, 2 goals scored within 43 seconds. Have the Lancers tying this thing up in their 40th shot of the game. And we're in for a wild final 6 minutes here. Cross has this one. This one put on net, saved by McCoy. So we have 2 hat tricks on the ice tonight and a 5-5 game. This is looking more like a baseball score than a hockey game. Giuliano keeping this one in the zone. Lancers are looking for a goal to put them ahead. And this one over to Kazadi. Winds up and fires that one. Just going wide. And a collective off from the Lancer fans. Giuliano off the post. And that one goes just wide.
And it is an onslaught from the Lancers right now. We haven't seen this in a long time.
Everybody's at the edge of their seats, and now we'll get a penalty called. Justin Goldstein getting it. And off the ice will go Mike Tracy, picking up yet another penalty.
Really stupid penalty. If you're the Stoughton Black Knights, you've let the Lancers creep right back into this game. All the momentum is theirs. The crowd is finally awake, and then you take a dumb penalty out of frustration. This is why you're 117-1 or whatever you are.
So the Lancers will go on the power play for the 5th time tonight. 5 minutes left. And Stoughton is 117-1, and the Lancers trying to make them 118-1 and get 2 points closer to the playoffs. Giuliano playing this over to Gallagher while keeping it in the zone. That one shot just wide as Cross will chase after that one. And that penalty for interference, and that was tucked in. Pat Norton sends it home, and the Lancers have taken a lead on 3 straight unanswered goals. And they celebrate right in front of the Stoughton bench.
Javik, great awareness by Patrick Lorden to beat the goalie to the short side on the wraparound goal, which you almost never see. And they're back.
And now it's 6-5.
But if you're the Lancers, Javik, you can't relax at this point. Stoughton can score, and they can score in a hurry. You have to be on your best P's and Q's right now.
The Lancers have scored 3 goals in 2 minutes and 9 seconds to make this one 6-5. Gallagher controlling this one in the corner. As that one played way over, director was miles out of position. The Lancers are able to get that one away. Down the ice, this one will go. We'll get icing with the call there as Pat Lorden picking up his 4th goal of the season. Brendan Hayden on his goal picking up his 7th, and Clint Gallagher picking up his team-leading 7th goal of the year as well.
And with 4 minutes left and a 1-goal lead, it would be great to have a timeout right now. But needed it. Needed it when you took it, but it'd be nice if you had a second.
And Brendan Hayden's now 1 goal away from the all-time record of 25, tying it for goals. Joe Giuliano will bring this one up. Patrick Donahue, Goldstein throws this one in on net. Well, that one's just missing. Kazadi playing this one over. 4 minutes to go here. No icing called as director will go back to play it. This one kept in the zone. It's Mike Nazaro. Stoughton trying to get something going. Campbell in front, but he couldn't find it. Cersei's able to play it out. Pat Donahue will bring it up. The Lancers, the first time they've had a lead since Brendan Hayden scored at 6:30 of the first period.
And we talked about fatigue, Javik. The Lancers have used a very short bench in this third period.
It's Donahue. Riding the line with this one, looking to get into the slot, but he's tied up as that one will go over to Joey Giuliano. Keeping
Nice
it in
play.
the zone now. It's Dominic McGloin as that one again gets kept in the zone, but it's off the rafters.
Just foul.
And we'll get a face-off.
So the Lancers have to manage two things. They have to make sure that they are not giving up any cheap opportunities, and when the puck is in the defensive zone, they absolutely have to account for every man on Stoughton's offensive side.
And especially with Brendan Campbell, that guy's really been a force tonight, along with Sean Doherty and Matt Brown. And the Lancers really just need to contain them here, as all three of them are out on that first line. Campbell has this one. Looking to bring it on forward as Billy McCarthy. Plays this one off the boards, and now the Lancers will try and move it forward as Brendan Hayden. Over to Jeremy Cross. That shot going just wide as Hayden will go to grab that one. Cross in front. The Lancers looking for some insurance. Will they get it? Oh. Jeremy Cross can't quite put that one home. Billy McCarthy's shot goes just wide. 2:20 left. The score is 6-5, and what a wild game this has been in front. Oh. And we'll get a whistle.
A net off the mooring issue.
Looks like it was.
Hey, great pressure by the Norton Lancers. Need to be aggressive here. You do not want to sit back on your heels and let Stoughton take it to you in these last 2 minutes.
The shots on goal right now stand at 44-20. Nice shot advantage for the Lancers here as they put home 6 tonight in the highest scoring game of the season. As this one in the corner, the Lancers just trying to tie him up and kill some time. This one will be brought down. Kept in the zone, it's Clint Gallagher with that one. 1:52 to go in this one. The Lancers trying to kill the clock. Sends this one down ice, but it's picked off. It's Josh Hugh.
It's a great puck movement between Giuliano and Gallagher. They really have to find a way to break this puck out of the zone.
Cersei plays it up to Goldstein now. 1:35 to go. Plays it off. The boards get tied up, and the Lancers will go on the power play here with 1:32 to go.
I got to tell you, great work by Goldstein. Draw that penalty. And great work by Connor Gilbert getting some great meaningful time in the last 2 minutes of a very important game. Threw his body down here. Right place at the right time by him.
The sixth power play opportunity of the night for the Lancers. They're 2 for 5 so far.
I said it was going to be a wild game, Javik.
It definitely has been that. Hayden looking to tear it himself. Takes it over to Lord, and that one's in! 7-5 with 1:20 to go. Some insurance for Norton.
This is just something we haven't seen from the Lancers all season, Javik. An excellent offensive outpouring from them. And we talked about it. Would eventually they break through on this goalie and change the momentum of the game? And now they're doing it not just with rebounds, they're doing it with straight-up shots.
So Pat Lorden scoring his second of the night at 13:39, and the Lancers will take a 7-5 advantage. You almost want to take a 7-5 advantage into the ninth inning. 7-5 here with 1 minute, with a little more than 1 minute to go. 65 seconds left on the clock. It's been a wild contest. The Lancers have kept their playoff hopes alive.
Oh, another penalty on Stoughton coming up.
And another man in the box.
It's like another penalty on Stoughton, Javik. I watched him follow Hayden down the ice and give him a little extra attention after the puck was released.
So the Lancers have been 50% on the night on power plays, 3 for 6, and they'll get another opportunity. And one thing the Lancers have done a great job in this third period is limiting Stoughton chances. Stoughton doesn't have too many chances on the power plays. Hayden, the point-blank shot, gets saved by McCoy.
Yeah, if you're the Lancers, you got to be careful here. You don't want to take any kind of cheap shot from the other team. We saw that with Bellingham at the end of the game. Keep your head up.
Looking to get that one back up top, killing some time with 36 to go. Giuliano, that shot is blocked, but it goes right back out to him. Looks played over to Hayden. That shot just misses high. And what a third period this has been. Giuliano looking to put it home. Cross, it's in. 8-5 the score. And the Lancers have not stepped. 5 third period goals. And they might just have this one in the bag. Up 3 with 21 seconds left.
Good work by Cross, sticking with it. They're driving that back row to home after several attempts. But it's real important now the Lancers keep their head up. Pay attention on the ice. Anything could happen in these last 20 seconds.
4 for 7 the Lancers have been on the power play. 8-5 the score. And my gosh, what a third period it has been, Greg.
Got a fresh line out there for the Lancers, Javik.
And it's Dominic Nelgrasso and Matthew Zeus along with Jared Parker. Some of the Sharon kids playing along with Mitchell Director as this one will get wrapped up with 3 seconds left. And Mitchell Director and the Norton Lancers keep their playoff hopes alive. Director getting his first career victory as the Lancers win this one, a wild one, 8-5.
Yeah, excellent work. I mean, this game looked lost for a large portion of the game. True grit by the Lancers to battle back and take this one home.
So the Lancers' playoff hopes live to see another day. The final here from the FSC, 8-5 with LSN overtime coming up next. An interview with Coach Grasso and the man of the night, Brendan Hayden, who has 3 goals on the night for the hat trick. So the final score here from the FSC, the Stoughton Black Knights 5, Norton Lancers keeping their playoff hopes alive once again, winning this one 8-5. Hello, folks. I'm here, LSN Overtime, here with Brendan Hayden. 6 points tonight, including a hat trick. That must have been great for you guys, keeping the playoff hopes alive.
Yeah, you know, our backs are to the wall. I mean, we kind of came in this game, we were a little distracted, you know, thinking about games that are in the future when we should have been focusing on tonight. But, I mean, thank God we pulled through. Coach came in the locker room, gave a good speech, just told us basically, like, we got to get our act together. And in that third, you saw it, we went out there and we capitalized, and we just didn't give up at all, and I think that's what helped us win tonight.
Was that the feeling going into the third period? We need to get this done. We need to get it done as quick as possible and cut that deficit?
Yeah, I mean, and it was it's ride or die. You know, we're going to either win this or we're going to have to go home. Like, we're not going to move on. So we just knew that coming into the game, and then I think going into the third when we were down, we knew that we had to capitalize. We had to win this game, or our playoff hopes will be over.
And 6 points tonight's game. You're now 2 points away from the all-time record. What does that mean for you to get to that 62-point threshold and be the new all-time winning scorer at Norton?
You know, I mean, you don't want to think about it because I feel like it's harder to reach, but it's been in the back of my mind a little bit. You know, I'm just trying to help the team get a win, and I just want us to get into the playoffs.
Well, hey, congrats, best of luck, and you guys are going to win 4 more to go.
Yeah, it's going to be tough, but I think we can do it.
So this is Brendan Hayden, 6 points tonight, including a hat trick, as he leads the Lancers to an 8-5 win over Stoughton. Hello, folks. We're here with Mitchell Director getting his first victory tonight. Mitch, you had to have some nerves going into it, but luckily, you got through it and you got the big win.
Well, it's definitely kind of nerve-wracking coming out there first varsity start, but I'd seen a little bit of action throughout the year, so I knew what to expect, the pace of play, and I came out ready to go.
Now, what was going through your mind when you got the news this morning that you'd be starting with Triton Dos Race hurt?
Well, I heard last night that something happened at Triton, so I was starting to mentally prepare then. But as soon as Coach Tech told me this morning I was getting the start, I started dialing and getting ready for the game tonight.
And you did a fantastic job. How did it feel as you got later on in that game, facing more shots, facing more opportunities?
It definitely helped. I just dialed in, was able to focus. My defense definitely helped. They were cleaning out a couple rebounds I left. But overall, just a great team effort.
And now you've certainly played a lot of pucks tonight. Is that something you kind of learned over time?
Well, yeah, I usually picked it up as more like I didn't really want to face breakaways when I was younger, so any chance I got, I'd clear it. And it just developed into a skill where I can come out of the net and play the puck pretty effectively.
Now, moving on into your next games, your next 4 games, you most likely will be starting. How are you going to feel going into those matchups?
Well, definitely the first one got the nerves out of the way. I'll be ready to go, come Dedham, and let's just see how that goes.
All right, thank you so much. Congrats on the big win, and best of luck on Wednesday.
Thank you.
We'll be back for more LSN Overtime right after this. Hello, folks. Welcome to Allison Overtime. We're here with Coach Grasso. Coach, going into that third period, we were all thinking with that goal 5-3 and a lot of goals you had to get that it didn't seem like a test you guys might have been up to, but you guys came out flying that third period, 5 goals. What kind of speech did you give to that locker room?
Yeah, I was just saying I never flew that fast in the locker room before in my life, but I wanted to get in there. I wanted to set the tone for the rest of the game. The tone was do it for each other, trust each other, trust the system, trust the game plan, and the next thing you know, it literally, we had that too many men on the ice penalty, and it could have gone the other way, but everybody was positive on the bench. I went around, I told everybody, I said, we look at everybody on this team to step up and be leaders at times like this, and that's exactly what happened. Everybody had to step up. Everybody got in the game, everyone played hard, and next thing you know, we just pulled one out. 5 goals, third period.
And Coach talked about leadership. You lost a key leader this week with Triton Dos Reis going down with an injury, and yet, stepping in was Mitchell Director to save the day for the Lancers. Talk about his play in his first varsity start.
First off, can you believe somebody can move the puck that well at net? He really is. That's like Martin Brodeur, another defenseman, and the passes were amazing. So it's nice to have that added dimension. It definitely sets me at ease. When I was playing, I always loved it when guys do that, and you don't really realize it, but the composure of the goalie sets the tone for the entire team, and he did an excellent job of doing that. And we benefited from him being calm and cool, and he's been like that all year. So he waited for his chance, and he definitely thrived today.
And the power play also doing fantastic tonight. You guys were 4 of 7 for something that hasn't clicked quite as well. It must feel great to have it click tonight and go 4 for 7 on as many chances you guys had.
Yeah, I got a chance to use I used my timeout in the second period when we were 5-on-3. I knew that we were going to have to really make a statement on that. Hayden was actually, at the moment, like trying to work with it. He was working with his mouth or something, and I called the timeout, and he's like, I'm ready to go. And good thing I made it, because we made that timeout, because that set the tone too. And then, I kept telling the guys, we're going to get our chances. Just move your feet. Even if you get tripped and you're falling down, make those extra couple movements with your feet. Because we didn't get a couple calls in the beginning of the game, but we got them when it really counted, because we outworked them.
And Coach, still alive for the playoff berth, a much needed win, gritty win. How does this team build off of this as they go into a much tougher stretch of the season?
Yeah, so it's all going to come back to preparation. We have a morning practice tomorrow, so we're going to have to get right back to it tomorrow. And we had an injury, so everyone's going to have to step up. It's everybody's goal. We're all on the same team together, and we're all trying to do it together. So that's the message going forward, and we'll see who steps up next. I think it's going to be someone who surprises us.
All right, well, thank you so much, Coach. Congrats on the huge third period comeback. We'll see you again on Wednesday for senior night as we have more LSN Overtime coming up next right here on LSN. Hello, folks. Welcome back to the FSC. Talking to some players and some coaches. This is a huge win for the Lancers. They went 8-5 over Stoughton in a wild third period.
It was wild, and they deserved a good win like this. They've been working so hard all season. To see them actually have it pay off in a game that they came back from a huge deficit, that really buoyed them, and you can see their spirits are very high right now in the locker room.
And 5 goals in the third period. They did everything right. They created the chances. They buried home rebounds. And Mitch Director played out of his mind tonight.
And I think we learned from the interview with him, he's not shy on confidence either. He's very confident. Heads-up kid. I think the future of the program looks bright with him in net.
And he did a great job playing those pucks, creating those chances for the Lancers the other way, and making sure they didn't get deep in the zone for Stoughton again.
Yeah, as Coach Grasso said, it was important that he knew how to play the puck, and he played it appropriately. There was really only one time he kind of overextended and potentially got himself in trouble. But by and large, he really handled himself very well in net for the Lancers.
And if you look at the scoreboard, we said this at the end of the second period, there were really only 2 goals that he allowed that were goals that any other goalies could save.
Yeah.
And the first 3 goals, they were just hard shots right up on the slot, and there's nothing really he could do.
Yeah, I think in that first period, the defense was really they were focused on scoring and trying to pile up goals on Stoughton. And I think when they realized Stoughton was there to play, they settled back in and helped their goalie out in the second, third period.
And Brendan Hayden and Pat Warden really set the tone for the Lancers. Hayden with 6 points tonight, Pat Warden with 2 goals. They really did a fantastic job.
Yeah, and I think one of the things that I loved about it too was, everybody contributed offensively. It wasn't just Giuliano and Gallagher, right? Everybody got in the mix, and that makes a huge difference for the Lancers as they go into a very tough stretch of schedule for them.
And their stretch of schedule coming up. They play Dedham on senior night, and then they're at Holliston. That's their big game, the one that's circled on their calendar. And we saw Brendan Hayden. They might have been when he said they might have been getting too ahead of themselves, looking at future games. That's the game they're looking at. And if you're the Lancers, you got to take it one game at a time.
You know, and it's so common for a team to look ahead and just circle one on the calendar and say, oh, that's a win. In the Tri-Valley League and for Norton, there are no teams like that right now. So you have to take every opponent seriously, starting with senior night on Wednesday.
The final stats here from the FSC tonight. The Lancers with 5 third-period goals. We'll run it down for you. Hayden at 8:07, Gallagher at 8:50, Warren at 10:16 and 13:39, and Jeremy Cross at 14:38. And for a Lancer team that has never scored 5 goals at home all year long, they scored 5 in one period, and that really helps them build the momentum for the next game.
Well, I think they owed us that as the Lancer Sports Network to give us something to broadcast about was excellent for us. It kept the game very exciting till the end.
And the shots on goal tonight, the Lancers with 46, Stoughton with 21. As we said, Mitchell Director standing up tall. It was the Stoughton Black Knights with 14 penalty minutes in that later half of the game, which really hurt them.
You could see them start to unravel when Norton made their comeback and crept within 1 goal. You could see them starting to get a little tight. When they tied the game, it got really tense on Stoughton's bench. And when Gallagher scored that goal, the 6th goal of the night for the Lancers, they completely unraveled. And even the players said they noticed it on the bench.
And the Lancers, their next matchup is with Dedham at senior night right here on LSN as Mitchell Director, congratulations to him, picks up his first win of the season, and first of his career and his first start. So the final score from the FSC, as this is Greg Bernal, I am Javik Blake, as we say goodbye from the FSC. The final score of the Lancers, winning a thriller tonight, 8-5.